Everybody, welcome back to the Shell Shack. Glad everyone was able to make it back. So this one is just being super cute today, making all kinds of funny noises. Huh, Willie? That's my Willa bear. Bear. Hi, bear. Hi, the bear. He's a bear. That's a bear. There's a bear right there. There's a bear right there. Alright guys, I'm going to go over to the work table and I'll see you guys there. But she was just being too cute. I had to share it with you all. Hey everybody. Okay, so we're doing something totally different today because I kind of promised it in the last video, but because my little dishes didn't come out exactly the way I wanted them to, that I ended up not doing it. So I took one of our bowls that we made in our last video and I put the washi tape around it. So there's our bowl. And remember, this is where the ring came off. So yeah, apparently don't use glitter and have to sand a bunch because the glitter settled to the top, because I had it upside down like this in the mold. The glitter settled to the top and it caused these two pieces to not exactly cure together. So I fixed it, sealed it, and you can even see that glitter coming through. It's really pretty. I'm going to put some extra light on that so you can see that glitter coming through. So that's our piece. And so I was going to make a candle out of the last one. So I thought, well, you know, I promised a candle and then didn't deliver, and I am not about to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make two different kinds of candles. A container candle, and then I got a couple of molds. These are from Temu, and I think I flipped them inside out. Like, this is the way to tell on some of these molds because the silicone is so thick. So I flipped it around and I'm looking, and it looks like kind of a stylistic, like starfish and swirls, and there's all kinds of things going on in this. But it looks beachy, just kind of abstract beachy. And then this is kind of more directly to the point beachy, and it's like the ocean and water. Wait, it goes like this. The ocean, the water, the sky, some clouds, some rocks, and then there is a really cool like little lighthouse right there. So I don't know if the light's capturing that very well, but there's a lighthouse right there. So I thought, let's make some beachy candles, even though we are going into autumn and it's almost Halloween. But I do have Halloween candles too. So maybe later this week, maybe for our Halloween video, we can do some like Halloween candles. And so those are the two kinds of candles we're going to make. So really quick before we get started on this, I'm going to show you kind of the supplies that I have in order to do all of this. Now, some of these supplies I kind of went all out for and got, but you don't have to go as crazy as I am in these supplies. Like, I have a little burner. Actually, I'm going to bring the camera down. And sorry for fidgeting and audio and whatever, because I got to also unplug it from my speaker up there. So I have this burner, and you know, you can set your temperature on it. This is for candle making. So it's a little pot, sits on my burner. This is so I can make candles out here in the Shell Shack. You don't have to have this. Just get an old pan that you don't use for cooking anymore, and you can melt your wax in there. Little spoon. It's just a long handled spoon that I can get all the way down in here and stir the wax as it's melting. Like I said, I got my molds. I have a couple of tools. So this is I call it the magic pokey tool. Let me see if I can get it on paper towel so you can kind of see that tip. So that tip allows you, on these molds, obviously they're all silicone. Well, you gotta, in order to get the wick in there, you gotta poke through the top of the silicone, and we're gonna do that. But this is the tool to use that to get the wick through. And I have a couple of different sizes of wicks here. For our canister candle, I have wood wicks. Now these come, like, I got this from Temu for like $5. And it's like 200 wood wicks with all the little stands, and so you need like a little stand like that. And I think I could put this back up here. Let's do that. So you have the little stand, and then you have your little piece of wood, and it slips in here like this. And if you guys have ever burned wood wicked candles, it's really nice because these burn like really evenly. It creates kind of like, I don't know, it just kind of upscales your candle a little bit, in my opinion. So we have that, and then it sticks to the bottom of the canister with one of these little two-sided stickers. So we'll do that. I also picked out some, oh, you need something to hold your wick in place. So I got one of our sticks now. I got so many of these wick holding sticks that I've been using it to mix other stuff. So as long as it goes across your container like that, and then, well, actually for this one, we're not even going to use this because the wood stands up on its own. Duh, Sandy. Brilliance abounds today. Brilliance. So for our, but we will need something to hold these wicks in place so they don't end up going kind of off, you know, when they're in here, they don't go off to the side like that or something. So in a lot of candle kits, you'll see these little things. So your wick goes up through it, it clamps down, and then you're able to sit your wick down into the mold, and then it just sits on top. So I don't want to mess up our wick too much until we're ready to use it, but that's what these are for. And the fun part, besides picking out the molds, is picking out scents, smells, scents, and colors. So for that is I picked up some, this is by ER Core Art, I guess. I got it on Temu, guys. This is candle dye, and it looks like, you know, your basic, you know, your same kind of dyes like you would put in resin, but it's not. So I keep it separately, or keep it separate, and they're like little dyes that you can add colors to your wax. So, and for our project today, I picked out these colors. So for our two beachy ones, I got these two colors. I'm going to try to kind of layer them a little bit. And for our canister candle, I picked out these colors. Now I really like this one, but in case this one goes a little dark, I have the other red that I can add to it just to, you know, lighten it up a little bit. And for our smells, for our beachy ones, I have a couple of kits that I got. I think one came, the summertime one came off of Amazon, and this one I believe came from Temu. So I have autumn and summertime. So the summertime one has, so you get multiple fragrance oils. Now you want pretty good quality fragrance oils, because at the end of this, you want to be able to smell your candle. I'm not a candle making expert, so this is not like a, you know, all things candle making in this video. No, I'm an amateur. I've been learning, I've been watching videos and reading, learning how to do candles. So, you know, we'll see how it all comes out at the end. But from what I've read, you know, you want really good quality oils, because the better the quality of the oil, the better smelling your candles are going to be. And I chose Sun and Beach for this one. It's kind of got an ocean-y smell with a little bit of wood, like a little bit of woodsy smell in it. So it smelled really good. And it's light too. It's not heavy perfumed, you know, because these have like vanilla coconut and pineapple, summer's night, which is supposed to be like bonfire-y smell, I guess, and ocean breeze. So I picked Sun and Beach for that one. And for our canisters, I picked, these came out of the autumn collection from P&J, and these are cranberry and vanilla. So I wanted to keep with the red theme, so I chose cranberry, and it's kind of got a cinnamony sort of undertone to it, and then vanilla just to mellow it all out. So those are the two I picked for that one. And then the wax we're going to be using is, and I don't have a container of it because it comes in these big bags. When I say it comes in bags, I'm not joking, guys. It literally came like this. So in a box. And the box labeled beeswax. And that's what we're going to use today. We are going to use beeswax. I also use soy wax. And usually I'll save... So waxes, different waxes have different hardnesses when they're done. A soy wax is like something we'll use soy wax in this container candle. It's a nice, clean, burning, natural wax. You won't get that. I don't know. I hate to say, like, we'll call it bargain store candles are bad. They put out a lot of stuff into the air. You don't want that. So I try to stick with the natural materials. So soy wax for containers and beeswax for molds, because when beeswax is completely cooled, it's actually pretty hard and it will take the mold really well. So different and there's other kinds of waxes you can use as well, but these are the two that I have. So I use beeswax for molds, soy wax for containers. So there's that. And then, so in order to get all this going, what I'm gonna need to put all these little boxes away for starters and get them out of our way. But I think we're going to do, we'll start with the container candle and we'll work ourselves from easy to more complex, because there's a little bit more involved doing these molds. So we're going to start with the easy and go to the more complex. So we're going to take all of our mold stuff and put it off to the side and get it out of the way. Yeah, and these tips are very sharp, so they come with these little things you can, for safety. They are very sharp. So we have our wick and we have our container, and let's get going. Let's see, we need our rouge in red and our cranberry and vanilla. Okay, so we're going to start by putting our wick in our container. So you just peel, and a lot of candle kits and wick kits come with these little stickers, and so you put it in the center of your container. Now some containers are really big and you need to use more than one wick. There's a science behind that, which I couldn't tell you to save a life at the moment. But these containers are okay. Because you notice some of your candles you buy at the store, the bigger ones have like 3 wicks and 2 wicks, and it's so the wax burns down nice and even and you don't get those giant holes in your candles as you're burning them. And this, for some reason, I'm struggling getting the paper off. There it goes. It's a 2-sided tape kind of sticker thing. And then we can place our wick right in the middle. There we go, just like that. And all right, so that's ready to go. I actually, before I did this, I should have measured for how much wax we're gonna need. You know what I could do? I could do this, do everything I need to do, and then put this back when we're done. So to do that, I got a little just plastic cup, and what I'm gonna do is, and there's I mean, this is just my way of doing it. It seems to make sense, and so far it's worked out pretty well. So I'm gonna fill this container up. About like that. And the candle won't be quite this high, but it'll be close. Okay, so that gives me my base, and then I'm going to do 1 extra cup. So then the 1 extra cup is because there's little spaces between all these little wax chips. So to account for that, I just put 1 extra cup in. And get this all in my pot without making a giant mess. That would be great. At some point I should be able just to pour this. You know me, guys. I mean, if we didn't have a mess involved somehow, it just wouldn't be a project day. Or if I didn't throw something at something, or myself, it just wouldn't be a project. Speaking of projects, you might, at some point in this video, you might hear Mike come back and in here. He's not in here right now. He's doing stuff in the house, but so yeah, he's going to be working on my little lift system in my shed. So you might hear him again. I know that was awesome in the last video with all the drilling, but hopefully he won't be right above my head, so it won't be so bad. I hope. Okay. Try to get some of these little wax chips back in there, and I need to do my extra cup. So that much plus extra. All right. And I'm going to put this on my little burner and see if I can get my burner more under here for you all. And we're going to turn, 5 is the highest it goes. I'm going to put it, I put it on about 4. I don't want to scorch the wax. And you don't add your scent or your color right away. You have to bring the wax back down to temperature to like 130 degrees before you start adding all that, because it will basically burn your scent out. It's kind of the same reason, I think, why you don't add a lot of your seasonings and spices to your food while you're like sauteing, because it'll just burn out the spice, or you'll scorch the spice and you won't get the full effect. I don't know. And so this is going to take a hot second, guys. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'll put this under the camera. Let's make sure you guys can see this. And I'm going to make sure you all can see it. And I'll just put you guys on a fast forward. It's kind of satisfying watching this. All right, enjoy the music. So while that's cooling, I'm not able to put my scent in there yet because it is way too hot, but we can do our color. So let's go ahead and start building our color. And you saw like this wax is not clear. It comes off like this amber sort of color. So you got to account for that with whatever color you plan on adding. And so I had my paper towel that had the two different reds. And this one is the Begonia Red. It's from ER Core Art Candle Dye. So this is the Begonia Red. And I'm going to primarily use it. And then if I need to like brighten it up a little bit, I can add some of the other. And I'm going to go with 4 drops. There's no math to this. It's all a big experiment. See to get it the way you want it. Okay, 4 drops really didn't do very much. So let's give this a good shake. And go. We'll do it 4 at a time until we get it the way we want it. You can always add more. You can't take it away once it's in there, so you might as well. One, 2, 3, 4. Not even close. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to try to, yeah, let's go with a lot more. I'll just give it like a quick 2-second squirt. Well, that got us to there. Give it a squirt. Yep, just not getting where I want it to be. So instead of using up all of that, I have plan B. Plan B is mica powder. You can use mica powder and wax. Actually, it gives it like a pearly, shimmery look to it. So we're just going to use a little bit of our Yamagata Red from Eye Candy. My favorite, you guys know it's my favorite red. Ooh. That is pretty. Look at that, Mikey.
Wow. I like that. That's the color of our truck.
It is the color of our truck. Yeah, we have a thing for red trucks in this household. Our last vehicle, let's see, our first truck, like actual truck, not SUV or crossover or anything like that, was a Ford F-150 King Ranch edition. And of course it was this color red, burgundy red. And I named it Roxanne. Because the song, Roxanne, you don't gotta put out the red light. That's why I named it Roxanne, because that's what it reminded me of. And then we got our second truck, which is a Ram 1500 Longhorn edition. And its name is also in burgundy, by the way. Its name is Reba, because it's the Longhorn edition, which has like all the details in the leather, like, and it's kind of got like rodeo style, you know. I mean, it's got all these like carved leather details and wood and very country. And I said, man, that's like Reba. She's a redhead and she's fancy. So there you go. We named her Reba. And actually, I say we named her Reba. Mike doesn't name his vehicles. I do the naming. And actually, I don't even think I've named any of our vehicles until we got the trucks because it was kind of fun. No, we did have the Ford Escape was named Maxine. I don't, and you don't, and it's not fit for YouTube. The reason why its name is Maxine, by the way. Let's just say it has something to do with the feminine line of the grocery store. That kind of sounds like Maxie-ish. So, she was cranky. Mike's looking at me like, what? I don't get it. No, that vehicle was a little cranky. So, oh, we are dang close enough.
I named a vehicle to be named Ragnar.
Ragnar?
Ragnar Lothbrok.
He would name it something Viking. It would be a Viking name of some kind. Or Ragnar, whatever. Is that Viking?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ragnar Lothbrok. Real person.
Apparently it's a historical figure. All right, so I put the wick back so I would not forget to do it, because you know me, I forget to put glass and stuff. I forget to do wicks. I forget all that kind of stuff. So what we're going to do now is we are going to add our oil, and the oils have like these little things that help you dispense it by drop. We are not doing drop by drops here because you have to have a certain percentage of oil to a certain amount of wax in order to get any kind of smell when you light it. So what I've learned is I do like one of these droppers. I take it up to about the 25 mark for each scent. So it's going to be 50 total of these little milliliters for each of the smells. And it's going to give the candle some smell when it's cool, and it's going to also give the candle a good smell when it's burning. So go down to the 25. So I just took that little dropper thing of the bottle out, and I'm getting us down to 25. And I only know this because I've made some of these container candles before, and I've already measured this. You want like 4% or 4 to 6% of your wax should be scent. So what you do is you weigh your wax. You after you weigh it, you take 4% of that weight, and then you measure out on a scale. Yep, and I can feel the bottom from. It's cool. Here on the Emerald Coast today, guys, we actually got a little bit of a cold front that came through, which thank goodness, because that hurricane that hit poor Jamaica, you know, had a chance of going into the Gulf, but because of our little cold front we got, it blocked it. So prayers for all of those in Jamaica and anywhere that storm is going to hit, because that's an ugly one. But because of that cold front, it is actually like only about 68 degrees outside right now, so this wax is cooling fairly quick. Yeah, it's got a good smell to it. Give it the sniff test. Okay, now what we're gonna do, now that we got it cooled down to temperature, we're gonna very slowly pour this into our container. And another reason why you don't pour wax when it's like 180 degrees or 170 something degrees is that if you've ever made a candle before and you got the middle of it just is like sunk, it's probably because the wax was too hot when it was poured. Because it's going to cool at different rates in different parts of the container. So it's going to cool on the outside quicker than it's going to cool in the center. Now I'm just going to scrape this remaining wax out of here. Look at the bubbles cooled. That was kind of cool, guys. Did you guys see that? The bubbles cooled. That was kind of neat. And this is cooling really fast. Okay. I'm not going to be able to scrape much more out of this because this is cooling pretty quick. Yeah, the cooling rate, where you can overcome it in container ones. Sorry, guys. You can overcome it in like these container candles. It's a little harder to do with like your molds. So that temperature really becomes important when pouring molds, because you want your wax to, you know, like solidify pretty evenly so the whole, you know, the mold doesn't get messed up. Okay, and we're gonna let that just kind of be and do its thing. I do have some extra wax in our bucket here, but it's getting to the point I don't want to add it to this anymore and mess it up. So we're just gonna leave this to sit up, and that's pretty much this. And then at the end we'll clip our wick and this part will be done. When I come back, I'll show you how this all, you know, solidified and everything, and then we'll start on our molds. All right, guys, I'll see you in a little bit. Bye now. Hey everybody, so we're back, and we're still waiting on our other candle to cool, but while it was cooling, I thought I would bring you guys along for getting the mold ready. And we had to go make an emergency trip to Best Buy because apparently our TV in our room kind of, it pooed the bed. It is no longer functional. So we had to go to Best Buy, and you know, everybody says happy wife, happy life. I say happy honey, spend the money, because I got a brand new DJI microphone system, and I'm trying to find like a label where I could show you all, but this is the new, it's new to me anyway, the DJI microphone system. So nice wireless mics, and I'm going to set it up and we're going to be using that on our next video. I'm so excited. So anyway, that's my saying anyway, and he's going to watch this channel and I'm going to be in trouble. Now, he'll get a chuckle out of it. Because originally I was looking for like a really cheap microphone, you know, and a wireless one. And he ended up picking that one out for me. So yeah. So these are pillar candles, and they're, you know, they have designs that are mold. So what we need to do is we need to get the wick through the mold. I've already got our wax melting for this one. So on this one now, it's going to be interesting doing this under camera, but we'll see. So it has like a little indentation in that part. And so you get your wick in there. And somehow, I think what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to poke first, at least get an idea of where I'm poking. Okay, and it goes through these molds really easily. Okay, so I got the hole. Make sure I'm using the right thing here, the right wick, because I got two different wicks.
Sunset paints the sky in gold, gentle winds, the stories told. Steel drums sing a sweet refrain as we dance across the main. Waves are whispering to the hull, salty air so warm and full. Sails are lifted, hearts are free. on this endless turquoise sea. Oh, the coastal breeze, it calls my name, guiding me through sun and rain. Florida shores, so wild and bright, carry me into the night. Palm trees sway to reggae's beat, sand beneath my barefoot feet. Moonlight shines on waters deep, lulling all the world to sleep. Dolphins leap in silver light, stars are twinkling oh so bright. No need for a map or plan, just the ocean and this man. Oh, the coastal breeze, it calls my name, guiding me through sun and rain. Florida shore, so wild and bright, carry me into the night.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, and this, mind you, this part is the bottom. So when you flip it, you're actually going to have that much wick left over. This is just to hold it for now. And then we'll clip this and make it all nice and flat when we go to actually make the candle. I almost set it there upside down. Okay, as you can see, guys, I'm not a professional candle maker. No. I like doing it, you know. I think it's cool, but no. And I went ahead and broke out the eye candy macaw blue green color. It's this color. Let me open the thing and you guys can see better. So that color. Because I had a feeling that because the way our dyes worked on the last round, that we were going to have the same issue. So I just went ahead and kind of curbed that by grabbing some mica. We'll try the dye first, and then we'll see if it works. And I measured out for both candles the same way we did the last step. I went ahead and did that off camera since you guys had already seen that. And I wanted to more show you about getting the wick through the mold. So I wanted to spend more time on that, which I spent too much time on it, obviously. Yeah, so we're going to have to see like how our new mics work out. I'm excited about that. So we'll do a Halloween episode like toward the rest of this week, maybe tomorrow or Friday we'll do maybe one. And we'll have the new mic set up and see how it works. So yeah, doing candles is a little out of my comfort zone, but I do like them. I think they're cool. I think there's like, because I've gotten several molds from Temu, like, they look really cool in the picture, and I don't want to say I got Temu'd, but where you get something and you're like, oh, this is not what I ordered. And you feel like you kind of got a raw deal. But they were molds, and I was looking at them and I cast them in, like, I put resin in them or whatever. And I peeled it off, and I'm like, this is the weirdest mold ever. Like, what is the deal with this mold? Like, it didn't make sense to me. Like, I didn't understand it. And it turns out, yeah, it was for a candle. And maybe while this is melting, I'll go get that for you all so you can see what I'm talking about. I'll pull the little piece out. Okay, so I did it in Magic Pour, and it was these hands with really pretty butterfly look to them or something, and I wasn't sure like what it was, because I mean I just got in the mold and I wanted to see what it was, and it looked really cool with all these designs and butterflies and different things. And then I poured it in Magic Pour, and I pulled it out, and it's this. Well, that is a supposed to be a candle. Yeah. So now I got a ceramic something with hands. Cool. Not sure what to do with that. Any ideas? You guys leave them down in the comments below. I'm willing to try just about anything. I mean, it's kind of pretty, and I wouldn't mind. I would paint it and decorate it up and stuff. I just don't know what to do with it. Like, it was supposed to be a candle, apparently. And maybe by the time we get this melted, which I'm probably going to put you guys on another fast forward, or actually I won't do that because you guys have already seen wax melt, so I'm not even going to put you through that. What I will do is I'll show you. So let me push our burner thing back. There's how, it's not all the way cool, so I'm not going to touch it or do anything to it, but that's how we're coming out so far. And so far I've gotten a tiny bit of separation from, because I think this bowl was really cold, so it instantly cooled the wax on the outside. I think if I were to like maybe heat it with some warm water in a microwave or something and just warm it up a little bit and then pour it, it might not have separated like that. But I mean, it's barely noticeable just right in there. But it's there. That's how our thing turned out. Smells really good. Smells very good. So I got the scent came through, which is good. So there we go. There's this one. And I just have to clip off the candle wick. And so we'll clip that off, and I'll show you guys the final once these guys are done. I'm interested to see how these go. And here's the reason is so I was curious to see, for one, I tried brushing mica powder into the mold to make the candle, and it kind of worked, but not really worked. And I don't think I even have one I can show you guys. Oh yeah, I do actually. Okay, so this is another nautical one, and I didn't even put the wick in it because I forgot. So, and if I wanted to, I could drill this out, put the wick in it, and I still probably are going to do that. So I decided to put mica powder in it, and I wanted to like bring out all these little details and stuff. The mica powder, some of it like blended in, like you could see that it blended in, and then otherwise it's just kind of muted. It's not like the details not there. Yeah, it didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it. So I mean, I could still like dress it up a little bit, put a wick in it, still do good. And I think it's like, it's been like vanilla scented. So what I did is I went on Amazon, and if I think about it when I'm editing, I'll put it in the link below. I went on to Amazon and got candle paint. So they're actual like paints that you can use, and I think they're either paint or markers. I don't remember. I'll have to pull them out, and I'll show you guys at the end of the video here. But so they are paints or markers that you can actually get in order to turn this back up now. That's what the problem was. I turned it down earlier because I was fiddling with the wicks, and I forgot to turn it back up. I'm like, what's going on with this wax? It is chilly outside, but doggone, it's not that chilly. So anyways, so they're markers, and you can it's meant to like, you know, paint on to the candle. So I haven't used them yet. We'll have to take those for a little ride. Maybe doing our Halloween candles, we'll try them. I'll pull them out and we'll give them a try together and see how they work. And if they're worth I don't want you guys going out and getting them and then they turn out to be junk, you know. I've already done it, so why not? I'll be the test dummy on this one. The guinea pig. Poor guinea pigs. Okay, so I'm gonna pause you all for now. I'm gonna get this melted down and then we'll add our color and pour these 2 molds. All right, guys, I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, and we're back. So got all that melted finally. Once I got the temperature up where it should have been. And because of the amber color of this beeswax, I am going to go ahead and just add the mica powder. I'm not going to try to use the dye. My thought is on that dye, as I was sitting here contemplating this, is I think the dye is for like the clear, like the clear waxes and stuff. This doesn't seem like, with beeswax anyway, it doesn't seem like, you know, you're not going to get like it's like trying to mix your color in with brown, and I don't want to end up with brown for our oceany looking candles. So I think we're just going to stick with the blue, and that's kind of green. So I also have this rainbow blue by Eye Candy. I love Eye Candy pigments, y'all. If you cannot tell already, I'm in love with Eye Candy pigments. And so I love their colors. If I could have the whole collection, I would. Eye Candy, hint, hint. No. I do love their colors. So that's pretty. I think I want more blue though. I do want more blue. So I'm going to add a couple more little scoops of that. Get it more on the blue side than the green side. And by the time I'm done doing this, this should be down to temperature enough to be able to add our scent into. Okay, well that's pretty. What do you guys think? A little more blue. A little more blue. More blue. I got the corgi's attention over here. I said that and she's like, "What? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?" Corgis are such happy little dogs. And they have the funniest personalities. Okay. So there we go. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add our scent oil in. Uh-oh. Haha. Just JK. We're not using Sun and Beach. I must have used it up on my last couple of candles I made. And it's such a nice scent too. Well, let's see. Let's go for, let's see, Ocean Breeze. Is that? Ocean Breeze is nice. Yep, and we have plenty of that one. There's it's like one of my favorite scents is like a beach bonfire beach, I think it is. I can't remember who makes it, but that is like one of my favorite scents. It's like a combination of a little oceany scent plus like woodsy scent, not pine, but like cedar or woods scents. So there we go. This is like more like a oceany fresh linen smell to it. All right, so now we got our wax ready to go. Now let's get our molds over here, and so I can put them in camera for you guys to see. All right, and I'm going to pour this one first. It seems like it would be the most challenging of the two. Okay, sorry guys, I'm like holding my breath while doing this. That looks good. And if I need to, I can melt some more wax. I measured and did our 1 cup overage and all that kind of stuff, but you know me and measure. Oh, look at this. Oh, tell me I got it pretty well spot on. And I got some extra. How did I manage that? I might leave the extra in here, and I'm going to let this like cool for a little bit. And if it sinks any or if it drops down too much, then I can at least have a little bit already kind of colored and scented to add to it if need be. And that way we can top it off. All right. Well, that was very non-dramatic. So that's it for now, and I will come back to you all and we'll do a demold. All right, guys, see you in a few. Hey guys, and we're back. I have a long sleeve sweater on today. It is actually chilly here on the Gulf Coast. So, even Mikey put on a long sleeve shirt. He came out to the Shell Shack with a short sleeve t-shirt. I said, "Are you sure you don't want to go in and get a jacket?"
No, I'm not sure.
So anyways, so our everything has cooled and all that, so we are ready to demold. And he's pointing out my microphone. But I'm not plugging in the main big mic for right now because we're going to do the small mics later. And so we're just using the camera mic for now. So he's having questions. Sorry about that. So anyways, we are ready to demold our 2, and I think we'll start with this one. And then the top of this is pretty rough. So what I had to do is when I came back out here, and I think it's because of the temperatures, I came back out and I found that there's 2 dips in the wax. And so what I reheated the leftovers we had from the last clip. We had some leftovers, so I reheated those and I filled them, but it's just made for like kind of an uneven bottom. So what I did off camera is I turned on my heat mat kind of in the background here. So my heat mat is on, and we're going to get these demolded, the wicks trimmed, and then we're going to rub these on the heat mat and get a nice flat surface for these to sit on. So let's see what these molds look like. So let's try main thing with these is it's real important not to grab with your fingernails or not to grab, too much on the mold, on the candle itself, because it's wax. You'll damage your piece if you don't. So as always, we put our molds back, and there's our little candle, very cute. All right, and I'm gonna get a scissor, which last project on there. I'm not going to trim the top wick yet. I'm most concerned with the bottom because we need to flatten it out. So I'm going to trim that. So I've just trimmed that flush, or as flush as I could get. And I'm going to rub it on the heat mat. And I'll just let it sit on the heat mat for a few while we demold the other one. And then I'm going to rub until pretty much the bottom is flat. So here's our little round one. Let's see what we got. And okay, we did get some bubbles. There's our lighthouse. So this mold is a little, I don't know how I feel about this mold yet. I mean, I'm looking at the mold itself, and all these little like weird dimples and things are actually in the mold. Well, most of them are. Down here, well, yeah, and it's a little smoother down here in the water section, but the sky section's got all these little dimples in it, except for right at the top. So it's interesting, but just cute. And the scent's coming through, so that's good. Another thing I did, and I'm going to put that on the heat mat as well because we need to flatten it out. So what I did while I let you guys have a break is I went and I found the paint, the paint that I was telling you about yesterday. So this is it's by Goo Boom. Okay. And Curzon Tiffit, I don't know. You got, just, yeah, that. It's candle paint, main thing. It's water base. And so, because it was really hard to find, like paint. I didn't want markers because I know that those would probably die, after a very short time. So I wanted actual paint. So this is what the paints look like. And it's either like you can use them as a paint pen. And I'm just taking these out to show you guys all the colors. So you can actually put these, like I put these in a little cup. And if you remember the candle I was showing you yesterday, I went back and I actually painted the surface of the candle over here to see how our paints work. So I painted the boat and I painted the sails and the clouds.
Kurzensteif, German.
German. Okay. Mikey says it's German. It's Kurzensteif. I probably mangled that even though. Anyway, so there's the paint. And what I think I might do for these pieces is I'm not going to paint like I brought my little fine detail brush out to do this. But what I think I'm going to do actually is get a finger caught on and I'm going to rub these. So I'm just going to rub out some, so some of the little details come out. I think that's what we're going to do. And so I'm going to get that ready. And I think I'm going to use, this is kind of a pearl color. It doesn't tell you the names of the colors. You just like look and go, yeah, that looks good. There's no names. So I'm going to put this in like a little cup and put on a finger caught and get these bottoms. I'll tell you what, I'll get the bottoms flat and then I'll come back to you and we'll do the rubbing together. Sorry, I had the hiccups again. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys in a few. All right, guys. And we're back. So you might hear some noises in the background, and that's just Mikey working on the shell shack. I'm looking for my finger cots. And what I did, so to fill you guys in, so this is what I ended up doing, and it worked a lot better than trying to put it on a heat mat. And I think it might be just because it's just so warm or so cold in here. I think I don't have my thermometer where I can see it at the moment because we got a lot of stuff going on. So what I ended up doing is I took my heat gun, so that I typically make my waves with, and I just kind of hit the bottom and then I rubbed it on the desktop here. So hit the bottom, rubbed on the desktop, hit the bottom, and I did that to both and I got them both pretty flat. So that seemed to work. It was a lot simpler. And now I'm gonna put some more. I'm putting our pearl paint into the little cup. And so if you haven't seen the video, so these little cups I have here are funny because at one point I think I had to make jello shots for somebody or something, or some get together or whatever. And I wasn't sure like how many jello shots to make, so apparently I didn't make enough. But I didn't make enough because I bought this little pack of all these little cups and they have the lids with them, like what you get condiments in. And I had all these cups left over. I'm like, what the heck am I going to do with these? They were just taking up space in my cabinet. So I'm like, I can use those out here in the shell shack. So what I'm going to do is try to rub in I don't want to rub too hard because I don't want to ruin, I don't want to push the wax down and ruin the pattern. So I'm just kind of rubbing in a little bit and bringing out some of these little details in this, because right now it just looks like a weird scrappy ball. And this paint dries really fast, by the way. So if you do end up getting it, it dries very fast. It's actually pretty easy to use. I mean, it's just like paint. I guess the trick is, though, with this paint is it does stick to wax, which most paints obviously is gonna, it's gonna beat up and not actually, give you a good coating. So this is where this paint's a little different. And yep. So there we go. I don't know, that seems okay. I don't want to do the whole thing and then it's going to look like a snowball. So we'll just do that. Let's do a little on the lighthouse. So what's everybody's plans for Halloween? Anyone still go trick-or-treating, or I guess it's called trunk-or-treating? Which I found to be such a weird concept. I don't know.
Well, tell them what it is.
Oh, so, okay. So apparently we had this discussion yesterday in the truck, and I thought they said Trump, like President Trump or treating. And I'm like, what on earth is that? No, I misheard. It's trunk or treating. So basically people decorate the trunks of their cars and they park out, like out in a parking lot. And the kids go from one vehicle to another, and basically trick or treat one vehicle to another. So if you haven't ever heard of that, that's what that is. I was like, what on earth? Like, the whole thing was like getting dressed up and going out with my friends and having like a contest at the end of the night to see who got the most candy, and just kind of roaming the neighborhood. It was like the one night that we could be out past when the street lights came on. So I don't know about this whole trunk or treating thing. You guys leave a comment down below. Like, let me know what your take on it is. If you would, what you think about it.
It's for people that live in condos and apartment complexes so their kids can participate in Halloween, because you can't go door to door in an apartment complex.
Why not? There's doors on apartments.
Lots of stairs.
Well, kids need exercise. Oh, kids these days, I tell you. So here's our other one. And trying to get it in some light. There's our lighthouse. It's an odd mold as well. And there's our little pillar one. And here is our, so there's our canister candle. And I'm going to go ahead and do the wick. There we go. All ready to light. This one smells so good. That cranberry vanilla mix was good choice. All right, guys. Well, minus all the stuff going on in the background, I know this was a little bit different. If you guys want to explore more candle making, throw a comment down below. I'm willing to explore it if you guys are. So just leave me a comment and maybe we'll do a few more. And I do have... Mike's competing with me with the drill over here. I do have some Halloween ones too that I would like to try. So maybe tomorrow we'll get on and do some Halloween stuff in honor of the season. So, but that's this time's video. I keep saying this week. We do more than one video a week. So that's the video for now. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you take pity on me and my candle making skills, please hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And if you like joining us in the Shell Shack for whatever shenanigans are going on as of late, don't forget to hit that subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next one. And goodbye from the chilly Emerald Coast. Bye, guys.